I've always liked bears. I had a fascination with them.
The mailbox is the first clue.
Come on, Rick.
Annie Ibarra's calming calls.
Come on, say hi. Come on.
The second.
Get up on top.
That inside this pen at her Northwest Indiana home, this pet is a bit peculiar.
Attaboy. Get up there.
Mickey is a 16-year-old black bear. Annie's owned him since he was a cub.
I was sitting in my living room one night and asked if I wanted a bear.
She is a former exotic vet tech with 18 years of experience.
Huh? Want the peanut?
And admits she knows the dangers if Mickey ever goes rogue.
A wild animal can kill you. It takes 2 seconds and they can turn on you.
Mickey weighs about 500 pounds right now, but Annie tells me he normally weighs between 600 and 700. He loses about 100 pounds during the winter months when he's hibernating.
You have a 700-pound animal in the summertime coming at you. If he wants to do something, he's going to do it.
Mickey may appear properly cared for, but that is an ideal case.
It can just be so many different things that can overwhelm. We've seen it all.
Lori Gagan is executive director of Black Pine Animal Sanctuary near Fort Wayne. All the animals here, more than 100 of them, like this tiger Montrose, had private owners before being surrendered or seized. This 11-foot-long alligator, Gus, lived in an IU frat house in a bathtub before his owner took him back to a Carmel pet store. By then, he was too big for them to care for.
This cat was confiscated by the Department of Natural Resources here in Indiana from a failed roadside, what we would call a pseudo-sanctuary, kind of a roadside breeder and exhibitor.
And this majestic 19-year-old lion named Mufasa, Gagan says, illustrates a flawed system. Indiana law requires yearly possession permits for wild animals, unless the owner is a licensed commercial animal dealer approved by the U.S. Department of Agriculture. That means if you've got a federal license to deal or breed wild animals, technically you don't have to tell the state about what you have or how many.
Whether they're built to work together or not, they don't very well, and I think that's the reality of it.
State Senator Michael Crider spent 30 years as a conservation officer, rising to the top law enforcement post at the Department of Natural Resources. He's proposed a bill to require dual permits, saying the state needs to know.
It's a public safety concern. It's a concern for the well-being of the animals and how they're housed and how they're kept. The very, very minimal expense for folks to be permitted both directions.
And Crider says the pressure is on for Indiana to tighten its policies. At least 21 states ban outright private ownership of exotics, and 10 of them have a partial ban. Among our neighboring states, Indiana's got the loosest laws. Illinois, Michigan, and Kentucky do not allow large cats as pets. Ohio banned dangerous animals effective last January.
We got one of those lions that are missing out of Muskingum County.
After a man on a suicide mission released 56 exotics before killing himself in 2011.
How long would it take to recognize that somebody has moved into a community out in rural Indiana and set up a tiger breeding, cougar breeding, black bear compound, venomous reptile shop, whatever it might be?
It's a call to action for Lori Gagan, worried if state oversight does not increase, that this really could become wild Indiana.
How long could they operate before somebody's even aware of it without any regulations here?
Kendall Downing, Fox 59 News.